And welcome to day 1399 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting the journey as I transition from brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business, and back and forth and back and forth. And what I'm doing these days after 48 years running different businesses, 48 plus now, and over a quarter century of that in corporate America as well. So simultaneously doing those things and the experiences I've had, different industries I've been in, what's worked, what hasn't, what's worked online and offline, what's worked one place but not the other, etc. I share those things as I go through my journey. And I document and share my journey in this little free segment for a couple of reasons. Number one, to keep track of what I'm doing, what's worked, what hasn't worked, the good, the bad, and the ugly, to share the lessons that I've learned so that you and might not have to learn it on your own. I have had mentors and been in masterminds and groups that have helped me tremendously to avoid mistakes that I could have made throughout my journey. Now, I made plenty of them on my own, but it helped me to avoid some of the biggest traps and pitfalls that I otherwise surely would have fallen into had I not been a part of those organizations or those groups or had those mentors along the way. So I like to share in this piece and be that for as many people as I possibly can, for free, of course, here on my What You Up To Now. So today I created 3 pieces of content, and for the month of November, I'm doing something called No Nonsense November as part of the Get Up and Go Challenge. And when the pandemic hit in actually March to April of 2020, when we started to actually find out about it and know about COVID-19, I knew I needed to keep moving and do something. So I started doing a challenge. It was a 10-day challenge first in March, and then in April, I was like, okay, I need more, because this has gone from being a 2-week thing that where people are shut down and our lives are impacted to for sure a month. And then the month turned into months. And now we're in, I'd say, year 2 of COVID land. And I don't know about you. Not much is personally impacting me, but a lot of people are being really negatively impacted by all of the changes and all the drama and all the trauma that is associated or blamed on COVID-19. It's having an impact on people I love and care about in ways that I don't necessarily agree with or like. So it's not over yet. So in December, the month of December, we'll do our 10th free 30-day Get Up and Go Challenge. And in the Get Up and Go Challenge, I share something called a SOAP framework. My fancy bars of soap. This one's not backwards. This one is. I finally decided to learn to write backwards to deal with my technology. But I share a SOAP framework, and it's a simple 4-step process that allows us to take any change or any challenge that comes down the pipe or impacts our life and install the process in our subconscious so that whatever happens, we are guaranteed to have a better result, the best result for us than before the thing happened. Because we've got a process that automatically, just like it's easy as breathing, we go through on a subconscious level, and we can do it consciously if we so choose, which is what we do during the challenge. We do it consciously for each and every area of our life: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, relationship, contribution. And I added communication and confidence this year as areas of my life I wanted to work on and help other people work on as well. If I'm working on it, I want to share what I'm learning with you so that if it's something that's interesting to you, you can do it too, or learn from it too, without having to pay tens of thousands of dollars for coaching in that area. Because I do that so I can share the information with other people as well. So I can learn, and as I learn, I share what I learn, if that makes sense. Because guess what? As I share it, I own it. I really learn it. And I really involve myself and engage myself with the learning and the trainings. And by sharing them, I learn just as much as the people I share them with. So selfish, I know, but that's how we all are, right? That's how we all learn and grow and become the best version of ourselves. So during the months that I'm not doing the Get Up and Go Challenge, I usually have something going on. A few months this year I didn't. During the summer, I kind of took a 2-month hiatus to hang out with my granddaughters and things, which was awesome. And but a lot of times, and I did this last year, November, I did a tool every day in November. I shared a tool that I've learned throughout my life, both my corporate life, my business ownership life, my just trainings and coaching and lifelong learning even, I don't even know if I shared things from college, but probably a couple things I learned in college. I think plan, do, check, act I learned in college. And so that is a tool that I shared, but I shared a tool a day. So this year, and then I incorporated that into the challenge every month, sharing tools that I use all the time. Why not teach other people that they can use those tools too? So I apply them to the SOAP framework so that people have a whole trunk load, a whole toolbox full of different things that they can use, not only for things that challenge them, but for other areas and aspects of their life. So this month I decided, okay, I'm going to just share the biggest lessons that I've learned in my 6+ decades here on the planet. And so that's what I've been doing. And I just kind of randomly picked something every morning. And then the last couple of days, yesterday, I actually thought, okay, we only have 3 days left of the month. If I were sharing the most important pieces of wisdom, the most important lessons learned in my lifetime so far with my granddaughters, what would I want to make sure that they knew? And so I decided that these last 3 days are about rounding off that list. Now, are there other lessons learned? Of course, I've learned literally tens of thousands of important ones. What are the ones that come up time and time again that are really important? And so today was give. Give what it is that you want to receive. Give what it, take into account that life is an exchange of value. What we put our energy into, we're not going to get more. We might get more out of it than we put in, but we actually have to put things in before we're going to get anything out. So that was our topic for today. And the next 2 topics are also near and dear to my heart, of course, as are all of them, or I wouldn't have shared them, right? And those are available on the Get Up and Go Challenge page under, I think, Guide 14. So not under the page, under the group. There's a private group as well as a page. I do them on the page, record them on the page, then I share them in a group in guides. So if you want to search or go find them in order, you can go back and you can find all 9 challenges we've done so far, plus more, plus other things that we've done. That's why there are 14, and then December will be 15, guide 15. That's why there's 15 things in there, 15 guides, not just 9 like the challenges. But I don't believe in disappearing content. So the content's there whenever you're ready, whenever it's right for you. Or if there's a specific topic or thing that you're having a challenge with, go into the search bar, type it in, and then see what comes up. I guarantee some videos will come up on it. And if they haven't, please ask me, because I might know or have a resource that we can pull in to help in that area or aspect of whatever it is that you're questioning. So that was our No Nonsense November today. Our money idiom for the month of November, I decided for November, I think I did time last month. And so in November, I thought, oh, I'm going to do money idioms because we're getting up toward the holidays, end of the year. Money's a concern for a lot of people. Let's do money idioms. It's amazing how many of them have to do with pennies. There are so many penny idioms, or 2 cents or whatever. And today's was come up like a bad penny, or to turn up like a bad penny. And it means, of course, something that happens that we don't really want, like recurring problems, or getting a blemish right before an important event, or that salesperson that just won't leave you alone, or that person that has a crush on you that just keeps showing up wherever you are, feels like you're being stalked, but you're not. But somebody that is unethical, or that you feel uncomfortable around, or something that is unethical or you feel uncomfortable around. I think that personally, and I didn't share this in my Supersize Your Business segment, but I believe the media is worse than a bad penny. I think they're bad industry all in all, both social media in terms of the way they're handling political, religious, other topics that they have no business monitoring or judging. That's my opinion, of course. I'm sure they think that they have the right to do and say and be and monitor and manipulate anything they want, as does our mainstream media right now. And some politicians. We have a lot of really evil, dirty politicians right now in power that are manipulating and destroying at least America. And those of us with a brain that think for ourselves, which was day number 1 of No Nonsense November, by the way, think for yourself, which means turn off the media and think for yourself. Don't think you can go online and Google search or search Facebook for, or any of the Twitter platforms and things, the big platforms. Even LinkedIn has joined the fray. instead of being strictly business like they portray themselves to be, which I love LinkedIn, don't get me wrong. You can't go, I remember when the internet started, I was thinking about this morning as I was rocking my granddaughter. I was thinking, you used to be able to, okay, back in the olden days, you had to do your own research, right? You had to think for yourself. And I'm talking the olden days pre-internet, which is only like a couple of decades ago, right? You had to figure stuff out. You had to go research it. You had to find out for yourself, or at least try to find out for yourself in a creative way. You couldn't just go online and Google something. Beginning of the internet, scientists, engineers, people solving problems, answering questions, reliable information, right? Because experts were providing it. Nowadays, the internet is manipulated, full of lies, deceit, fake people, bots, misinformation, purposefully manipulated information. So you can't just ask Alexa or ask Google, or now because you can talk to your computers, which I do a lot given my vision, but you can't trust the information that you're getting because it's all filtered through these crazy algorithms that aren't about getting facts and real information out. They're about selling a story, selling a version of events that they want people to see and hear and think and believe. And the sad thing is, a lot of it is just lies, outright lies and manipulation. And that's why it's so important for us to find other sources and other ways to get our information and think for ourselves, right? Again, a tangent. That was a wild, a wild ass tangent, I would call that. So to turn up like a bad penny, in my opinion, the media, social media's manipulation, politicians' manipulation, any evil to me is a bad, bad penny. Heck, it's a bad, bad franc or whatever this kind of money is. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I guess evil exists just as much as good, and we need to figure out how we're going to personally combat it and deal with it, knowing that it is an entity that we need to deal with. We don't have to choose to accept it. We don't have to embrace it. Hell no. But we do have to know what we're going to stand for and how we're going to deal with things that are not right for us. Evil is not right for me. Just going to say that right now. Evil, bad, manipulation, prejudice, greedy, unethical, immoral, sinful, bad. It's not for me. So I'm going to choose to not participate in any of that. So to turn up like a bad penny was our idiom today. We only have a couple more days of money idioms. I don't know what the next couple days are going to be. I'm working on, yesterday I started working a little bit on, as I was hanging out with my beautiful little 9-month-old granddaughter. We were playing and we were setting up her little people nativity my sister gave her with the little light up star. We were playing with that. I started thinking about, well, what do I want to do in December for idioms? I think it's almost easier if I pick a theme now and then research and find idioms that go along with that theme. I don't know if I'll do that next year, but I did it for October. It worked really well. I did time-related idioms. November, doing money idioms related to money. And so I think December, I will do either winter, cold weather. I don't know if there's any December. December, I think, is the only idiom I can think of that uses December, talks about December specifically. But there are end of year, ending, the word end, hey, it's end of the year. So maybe the last week of December, I'll do an idiom every day about ending, or the word with the word end in. I don't know. I'll think of something. I started researching yesterday, so I'll have something, maybe winter. And the hard thing about doing that now, after doing over 1,000 idioms already, is when I pick a theme, I'm bound to have ones that I've done before. The thing is, I'm not the same person I was if I did that idiom 2 years ago, right? I've got 2 years more experience, 2 years different experience, 2 years different living. And so I'm a different person than I was 2 years ago. So my take on the idiom with respect to supersizing and growing our business is different. I know I've done a couple of idioms as I've done themed things that have popped up, and I'm like, oh, I know this one. We've done this one before. And I haven't gone back to watch my previous version of those, but I'm about 80 to 90% sure that it's different. It's got some of the same, the origin of these idioms, when there is one, by the way. Sometimes there is no specific origin. And wouldn't you think, nowadays with the internet, we would be able to find the origin of a lot of these. And I think that some of them, it just gets convoluted. And again, I now have started wondering, is it because information is being algorithmically filtered and controlled in terms of whether we can find the origin of certain things or not? I suspect that that has a bit to do with it. So the information, the origin should be the same, but how I interpret that with respect to growing and supersizing and building a business is different as I become different. As I grow and become and get better, my interpretation of things, I hope, becomes slightly different and better. And sometimes I just forget to talk about or think about something when I cover an idiom, and then I remember when I go to do it again. So I don't think there's anything wrong with covering the same idiom again. Again, I've done them over 1,000, so I'm bound to repeat some. And some are worth repeating, right? Because they are popular, they are common, or they are something that we really, really should think about because they're impacting a lot of people that we're probably coming in contact with in our business and in our lives. Our annual challenge this year is to do one thing every day that centers us. And today it was about kindness, and a part of kindness being loving people that don't deserve it. Now, I contend we all deserve to be loved. And sometimes we're not very lovable. Yep, me included. Sometimes I am grumpy or tired or don't feel good, and I don't always behave in the most lovable way. I try to be loving, but not always, right? Sometimes we're judgy, sometimes we're whatever. And so sometimes I probably don't deserve kindness and love, but we all want to be and all deserve to be treated with kindness and love. So we talked a little bit about unconditional love and those people we love unconditionally, and then people we love conditionally, right? Our friends and acquaintances, if they're total jerks to us or people that treat us badly, we don't have to participate and be kind or involved in their lives at all anymore. That's up to us to decide. So those were the three main pieces of content that I shared today. It's holiday weekend here in the United States, and I felt really rotten on Black Friday. Did not feel good at all. So did not participate much in anything. And then yesterday was a fun day with my granddaughter. And today it's catch up plan. Keep working on, I've got a bunch of projects going next year, so I need to kind of keep the irons in the fire on some of them and make sure I'm taking care of end of the year stuff, just like everybody else, so that we finish this year strong. Any questions, any comments, any concerns, hit me up in the comments below. I like to be that resource if you're like struggling with anything and you think you don't know what to do next. I want to be that resource that you can ask and say, hey, this is what's going on. What do I do next? And I will tell you right now, I will make that a conversation, and you will discover that you already know what to do next, and we'll make sure that you take that next step and not get stuck. Because one of my most frustrating times in my life has been when I felt like I was stuck. I really knew what to do, but something was holding me back from doing that. And I want to make sure that you don't ever feel stuck like that, because we don't have to be stuck. We don't have to tell ourselves we don't know what to do, because we always know what to do. Even if we don't really want to do it, there's something holding us back, but we always know what to do. And we just need the confidence and the desire and the motivation to take that next step. All right, have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.